How do you secure sensitive data in a real-world scenario?
In a healthcare project, we handled patient records, so data security was crucial. We encrypted sensitive fields like medical history using AES 256 algorithm and managed encryption keys securely using AWS KMS. Additionally, we implemented token-based authentication with JWT or JOT for API access and limited token lifespan to reduce risk.
What if a JWT or JOT token is compromised?
We maintained a blacklist of revoked tokens. On token issuance, we used the IAT, issued at, claim to validate tokens against this list.
Can you share an example of performance optimization using caching?
In a food delivery app, restaurant data updates caused frequent database hits. We used Redis for caching restaurant metadata with a 10-minute TTL. This reduced database load by 70%, improving response times from 300 milliseconds to under 100 milliseconds.
How did you handle cache invalidation during updates?
When restaurant data changed, we triggered an event to refresh the cache immediately, ensuring consistency between cache and database.
How do you handle log analysis in a real-world system?
In an e-commerce app, we centralized logs using Elasticsearch, Logstash, and Kibana ELK stack. This helped us quickly identify patterns, such as a surge in 404 errors during a marketing campaign caused by outdated URLs.
What about logs in a microservices architecture?
We use distributed tracing with OpenTelemetry to track requests across services. For example, we identified slowdowns in the payment service caused by an inefficient third-party API call.
How do you ensure fault tolerance in distributed systems?
In a messaging platform, we used a message queue like RabbitMQ. If a downstream service was unavailable, messages were queued for later processing, preventing data loss. We also set up health checks with Kubernetes to restart failing containers automatically.
What if message delivery fails repeatedly?
We implemented a dead letter queue to store undeliverable messages. This allowed us to analyze the root cause, such as malformed payloads or unavailable consumers, and address them without losing data.
How do you debug a complex issue in production?
In a retail app, users experienced intermittent failures during checkout. We enabled debug logging for transaction requests and found that a specific payment gateway timed out under high load. We resolved it by introducing retries with exponential backoff and switched to an alternative gateway as a fallback.
What testing strategy do you recommend to avoid such issues?
We implemented load testing using tools like Locust to simulate peak traffic. Additionally, integration tests ensured smooth communication between the checkout service and payment gateways.